This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Off the top at 5, new reaction from the Tennessee teenager who lost her legs in downtown St. Louis last year. This week, a jury found Daniel Riley guilty and recommended he serve 19 years in prison for the crash. A judge will soon decide whether to move forward with that recommendation. We want to thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Brent Solomon. As Riley awaits his sentence, Janae Edmondson and her family are speaking exclusively with 5 on your side. Janae and both of her parents say they are grateful to the jury for that conviction, but they say it's not enough.
So I'm pleased he was convicted, and I thank the jury for that conviction. I'm disappointed that he didn't get the max in every case.
It's never going to be enough, in my opinion. It never will be. But it's just something I have to accept and just move on forward.
The crash served as a catalyst for city leaders to take action. Right now, we're speaking with a city alderman who's working to make streets safer. Look for that part of the story, new tonight at 10. We've posted our entire interview with Janae and her family on KSDK.com. You can also find it on our YouTube page and on the 5+ app on your Apple, Amazon Fire, or Roku TV. Well, right now, St. Louis police are investigating a double homicide near the Grove. Officers showed up to South Newstead and Gibson Avenue just after 1 this morning. They found a man who had been shot in the chest lying in the sidewalk and a woman who was shot in the head inside of a home. She died on scene. The man died at the hospital. Police have not identified a suspect. The Red Cross is helping St. Louis firefighters save lives. Today they installed 1,000 free smoke alarms all throughout the city. Experts say as we turn our clocks forward tonight, we should also change the batteries in our smoke and carbon monoxide detectors and make sure they work.
So the St. Louis Fire Department has been doing this for over 30 years. But we just need people to just take a moment and invest in themselves, invest in their families, and that's what this is. It just takes a few minutes, but it can save a life on the other end.
Captain Garen Mosby also says it's important to have a prevention plan. Recently, more than a dozen people have died in house fires right here in our area. Time now for your Weather First forecast, and in just a moment we have some live images coming in over the Missouri Botanical Garden. It's a breezy and chilly Saturday. Weather First meteorologist Gary Frank has more on when we will warm up again.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's going to cool down overnight, though. So as everything is starting to bloom at Missouri Botanical Garden and in your backyard over the last few days with all that rain, you know, it's at least drying out nicely as you look outside. The wind has settled down a little bit as this main system has finally moved out. It had clouds this morning and rain in our southern areas early on, but for the most part, that has all moved out and we've all cleared out pretty nicely, but the wind is settling down a little bit. We're in the 50s in most cases, except there are still a few 40s hanging around, like Alton and Litchfield still hanging in the mid 40s right now. It will cool down overnight, and as things clear out a little bit more and as we continue to see things settle down, I would expect that we're going to go below freezing, and that's something we haven't seen in a while. So keep that in mind. If for some reason you have some sensitive plants that are outside, we'll focus on that and also talk about temperatures that will once again work their way back up into the 70s before our next chance for rain.
All right, Gary, stay close. Earlier today, loved ones came together for 2 MoDOT workers who were killed on the job. Nearly 3 years ago, a driver hit Caitlin Anderson and James Brooks on Telegraph Road in South St. Louis County. Last fall, a memorial bridge was named in honor of Anderson, and today a dedication ceremony to honor the life of James Brooks.
Many commuters drive this highway to the office. For James Brooks, this highway was the office, where workplace hazards whiz by at 70 miles an hour.
Well, he was raising the alarms the whole time.
Brooks routinely looked out for his coworkers' safety.
But there was a failure that day.
842 days ago, a day his wife, Bridget, will never forget.
He left that day and never came home. We had just celebrated 20 years, our anniversary. We had plans, had goals, had dreams, and they're all gone now.
Brooks' family, friends, and coworkers remembered him as a guardian and mentor.
When I had my permit, he was in shotgun riding with me.
When a car crashed into that MoDOT crew, Mike Brown was the lone survivor.
We were standing there actively in the traffic without a protective barrier.
He and local lawmakers gathered at the Renaissance Hotel Saturday afternoon.
For the families who lost loved ones.
All this time later,
It still don't seem real. It's like reliving it all over right now.
his family still feels the sting of his loss.
All I have now is just pictures and memories of him.
Those fleeting moments captured on camera, now treasured memories. And not far from home, along I-70, you'll see his name. But they hope that's just the start of his lasting legacy.
And my mission is to change the laws.
His widow and the mother of his slain co-worker plan to put a lot more miles on Missouri highways, driving to and from Jefferson City with a message for lawmakers.
And I think they're going to learn that you and I, we're not going nowhere.
They're demanding steeper fines for reckless drivers.
Slow down and move over, because every single one of these workers should come home every night to their families.
A powerful reminder every time you drive past a sign like this.
I want everybody to remember James, that he didn't die in vain, that we still love and cherish him.
Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Well, right now, workers at Gray Bar in Hazelwood are on strike. The union representing the warehouse workers started the strike after their latest labor contract was rejected last month. Workers have been on strike since February 26th. They're calling for pay raises and changes to health care coverage, and Senator Josh Hawley is meeting with those striking workers today. According to the union's Twitter, Hawley's opponent, Lucas Kuntz, also visited those workers a little over a week ago.